Today we are going to solve exercise 1.2. First question, express each number as the product of prime factors. Let us take one number. Now this we have to express in terms of prime factors. Now for this let us use the method factor tree method. See here 5005. Now ends with the 5, so the least number which is possible to do here is 5. So 1 0 0 1. Then next we have to check where under which number it is possible. 2 it is not possible, 3 also it is not possible, 5 it is not possible. Then go for 7. 1 7 7, balance 3, then 4 7s are, then remainder is 3. Next 143 is there. Now this will go under 11 table. Now 13 11s are 143, then last is 13 1. Now factor tree means, see the given number is 505 there. This we can divide as 5 into 1001. Now this 1001 is divided into two terms, that is 7 into 143 is 1001. Now 143, that is 11 into 13. Therefore 5005 is equal to 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. This way also we can do. This is factor tree method. Second sum, find the HCF and LCM for the given pair of integers. These are the two numbers. For this we have to find HCF also and LCM. After finding HCF and LCM, verify this relation LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. This result we have to verify there. Now first the given number is 336. First find the HCF for this number. The least number, let us take it as 2. So it is 160. Wait, again it goes into, so it is 84. Then again 2 42. Then 2 21. So in 2 table it will not go, so go for 3 table. So it is 7, again 7 table 1. Now the next number given it is 54. 54 will do it in 2 table, so 27. The next 2 table it will not go, so 3 table 9 times. Then again 3 times 3 1. Now 336 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. Next 54 is equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. Now see here, the common between these two is 2 is there and 1 3 is there. Therefore HCF of 336 and 54 is equal to 2 into 3, that is 6. Now LCM of 336 and 54 is equal to, now see here, common number we have taken, that is 2 into 3, that is taken there. Now remaining whatever it is there, that we have to take it there. Now see here, 1 2 3 into 2 to the power 3 is there, and again left over here is 7, then here left over is 3 to the power 2. Now calculate together, we will get 3024. Now we have to verify the result, that LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. Now see here, LCM into HCF is equal to product of two number is 336 into 54. Now 336 into 54 is 18144. Now LCM into HCF. See here 3024 into 6. This is also 18144. Therefore, these two are equal. The result is verified. The next which we are going to discuss is theorem 1.3. Let P be a prime number if P divides A square, that is this prime number divides A square, then P divides A, where A is a positive integer. For understanding this statement, let us take a easiest example, then we will go for writing the proof. Now see here, A is a positive number. So positive number, let us take it as A is equal to 6. Now see here, P is a prime number. Now let me take it, the P prime number is equal to 2. P is a prime number I have taken. A is a positive number, that also I have taken. If P divides A square, A is there, then A square is equal to 36. P divides A square, that is 36 by 2. It is divisible. If it is so, then P divides A. This prime number will divide this 6 also. This is what we are going to prove as a proof here. Now let us start the proof. Let A is a positive number, any positive number. A is a positive integer. Now see here, we know that every positive integer can be written as product of primes. 6 can be written as 2 into 3. So whatever positive number, 4 if I take, it can be written as 2 into 2. So each and every positive number can be written as product of primes. So A can be expressed as a product of prime factors. Now that product of prime factors, now A is equal to, let us take 6 is equal to 2 into 3 means 2 is one prime number and 3 is another prime number. 6 is A. So A is equal to, for 2 prime number 1 into, for 3 prime number 2. Likewise for A, I don't know, whatever it may be. So prime number, so many things will be there, I don't know how much. So let us take up to Pn. Now where P1 into P2 into P3 goes on to Pn is these are primes. Now we are speaking about A square. P divides A square. They said that P divides the A square. So we need A square, that is A into A. This is equal to this term into again the same term. P1 into P2 goes on to Pn into again P1 into P2 into Pn. Now here A square is equal to, now P1, here also P1. So P1 square into P2, P2, P2 square into goes on to Pn square. What is given for us? P divides A square. Now according to the fundamental theorem of arithmetics, if P is one of the prime factor of A square, means then P will be the prime factor of all the numbers. Now according to fundamental theorem of arithmetics. P is one of prime factor of a square. This P is one of the prime factor of a square. See here, in this 36, 2 is one prime factor of this 36. Here for 36, see 36, 2 if I take means 1, 8, again 2, 9, 3, 3. For 36, this is one set of numbers. For 6, I have 2 into 3. For this it is different, for this it is different. For both the things have one prime number P as a common in this one. Therefore, uniqueness of the fundamental theorem of arithmetics, the only prime factor of a square are p1, p2 goes on to pn. So p is 1 of p1, p2 to pn. Since a is equal to p1 into p2 into pn, p divides a. Hence, it is proved. The next theorem is 1.4, to prove that root 2 is a irrational number. To prove that root 2 is an irrational number, now what we are going to do is, we are going to use the contradiction method. That is, I am going to take the reverse of this and we are going to prove that. If it is not possible to prove that, then it is contrary that root 2 is a irrational number. Now, for the proof, let us assume root 2 is rational. Contradiction method. Root 2 is rational. Rational number means it will be in the form of a by b form. So root 2 is equal to a by b. Here a by b, I am going to give the condition that where a and b are co-prime. This is very important. A and B are co-prime. Co-prime means it will have only one as a factor. See, let us take the number 2. For the 2, 1 and 2 are the only factors. For 3, 1 and 3 are the only factors. Now, between these two, 1 is a common thing. So, these two numbers are called as co-prime numbers. Likewise, here I have taken that a by b number. For these two numbers, only 1 is a common factor. Other than that, there is no common factor. Likewise, I have selected a rational number. Now, at the end also, I have to prove that a and b has only 1 as a common factor. If I didn't prove that a and b has only 1 as a factor, or if I proved that a has another factor, means this contradict to the assumption. Therefore, this will be the irrational number. Now see here, root 2 is equal to a by b I have taken. Now just to take it to the next side, b root 2 is equal to a. Now square on both sides. Squaring means b root 2 the whole square is equal to a square. That is b square root 2 the whole square will become 2. This is equal to a square. Now b square is equal to a square by 2. Now see here, 2 divides the a square. 2 divides a square. So by theorem 1.3, last theorem we have seen, if p divides a square means then it is assumed that p divides a also. If 2 divides a square means now it is understood that 2 will divide a also. 2 divides a also. Now I am going to take this a is equal to some terms of 2 into c. Y means suppose this a is 6. 6 is divided by this number 2 means 2 into something will give the answer 6. This 3 I have taken it as c here. So my a is equal to 2 into c. Now for some integer c. Now let us go and substitute this a value in the given one. Take this 2 to the next side. 2b square is equal to 2c the whole square. Now see here 2b square is equal to 4c square. So this will become 2 here. So b square is equal to 2c square. Now c square is equal to b square by 2. Here also it is same. Now 2 divides b square. So by theorem 1.3 I can say that 2 divides 2 divides b also. Now see here I have taken my a and b in such a way that these two are co-prime numbers, that is only one as a factor. If 2 is dividing the a means it is understood that 2 is one of the factor. Here 2 divides b means it is understood that 2 is also one of the factor there. So it contradicts to the assumption what I have taken there. Therefore what assumption I have taken is wrong. Therefore root 2 is a irrational number only. Therefore a and b have at least 2 as common factor. This contradicts our assumption. Therefore root 2 is irrational. The same way we can prove that root 3 is an irrational. Any number we can prove by taking the contradiction method, and we can prove that the number is an irrational number. The next exercise 1.2, sixth question. Check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. 6 to the power n. Suppose if I give any number for n, 6 to the power 1, 6 to the power 2, 6 to the power 3. Likewise, if I give any number and if I find the answer, whether it will end up in 0 or not. Let us take a number which ends with 0. Let us take the number 10. Go for doing the prime factor 2, 5, 5 and 1. Take the number 20. Now 2, 10, 2, 5 and 5, 1. Take the number 30, 3, 10, then 2, 5, 5, 1. Now see here, whatever the number which ends with 0, it has only the numbers as 2 and 5 in each and every terms. 3 is also there, but each and every number has 2 and 5 as one of its factor. If number ends with 0, then the number must be divided by 2 and 5. The number will be, surely it will be divided by 2 and 5. Now see here, prime factor. Prime factor of the given one, 6 to the power n. Now how to write this 6? 6 as 2 into 3 the whole to the power n. Here I don't have 5 as a prime factor, then how this number will end up with 0? Therefore this any number if you give as 6 to the power, any natural number if you are giving for n, that number will not end up with 0. So 6 to the power n does not have 5 as prime factor. Therefore there is no n that belongs to capital N for which 6 to the power n ends with the digit 0. Exercise 1.3. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is a irrational number. Now the same thing we will do. Let us take by proof by contradiction. Let us assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number. That is 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to a by b. B is not equal to 0 and a comma b are co-prime. Now see here, 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to a by b. Now take the 3 to the next side. 2 root 5 is equal to a by b minus 3. Now take the LCM here. 2 root 5 is equal to a minus 3b by b. Now take the 2 to the next side. Root 5 is equal to a minus 3b by 2b. Now see here, a and b are the integers. Therefore a minus 3b and 2b is also the integer. A and b are integer. Therefore a minus 3b and 2b are integers. Here I got root 5 is equal to a minus 3b by 2b. This is integer. Here this denominator is not equal to 0 and it satisfies the condition of a rational number, that is equal to root 5 also. I know root 5 is a irrational number, but I got that root 5 is equal to rational number. So this contradicts to the assumption what we have assumed. Therefore 3 plus 2 root 5 is a irrational number. Now this is equal to a minus 3b by 2b is a rational number. So this is equal to root 5 means root 5 is a rational number. Root 5 is a rational number. So this contradicts our assumption. Therefore 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational number. Hence proved.